Hey everyone, Joshua Shore with you along with Lauren Moss for another episode of our podcast, Something Extra. It is so good to see you, Lauren Moss.
It's so great to see you. We have not been up in this room for a minute, Josh.
It's been a very long time since we have done this podcast, and really since we had
together.
Yeah, I mean, it's been weeks, and I will explain why momentarily, but for those of you who listen to us often, we apologize. Look, we know we usually do a couple of these a month, and I know you guys haven't heard, but we have gone like idle, and we apologize for that. But we've been kind of busy, both professionally and in our personal lives too, right, Lauren?
Yeah, well, we won that award, if you remember, from the Indiana Society of Professional Broadcasters. We won for Best Podcast.
Yeah, and then
which
we
was
said
awesome, and then we just haven't done a podcast since.
we said screw it after that. So
Said, all right, we got our award, we're done. No, we're just kidding. No, we've honestly been so busy. I think summer schedules and work schedules alone. We've been on different shifts, Josh.
It's been very strange. So let me ask you the question, the $1 million question.
Okay.
Do you not like me anymore?
Oh, no, I missed you. I missed you. I think that we genuinely do good TV together.
I think
that's not even the proper English to say, but we do good TV.
It's like a dance, right?
Yeah. And so when you're missing your partner, or like I was filling in for Trisha, so I was by myself in the mornings, and thankfully it's a lot of talk with Matt doing the weather, but it's not the same as having your co-anchor. And like we kind of we pick each other up, I feel like, and we communicate via script. I don't know. We're able to just communicate through the scripts.
We've both talked about this before in this newsroom and outside of it and on this podcast as well, but there are certain people that you work really well with. And for 4.5 years, Trisha Sloman and I, we made great music together, as I like to say. And I think it was something that the viewers really appreciated. And I think that I can say the same about you and what we do every day at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, because it's not easy doing that show. It's not a morning show.
No.
It's an actual news program, but during a time where we've got to do breaking news and we've got to tell you about sometimes the horrible events in our community, and somehow we still make it light, fun, and watchable, and somewhat takes the edge off of your normal day-to-day activities, right?
Yeah, you need someone to tell you what's going on, to tell you the truth about different scenarios really happening in your neighborhood and across the country. But at the end of the day, you want to watch someone who's also going to say, hey, but it's okay. We're right here with you. We're going through it too. You know, we can tell you these things going on, but let's all take a breath together, right?
So why? Why is the question, have we been separated? I am going to be honest about this. And that is what we do. We have to be transparent in everything.
We broke up.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
They broke up the band. No, everyone's short-staffed. The business is changing, and it is changing rapidly. And I think people don't realize that what we do in TV, it looks like it's something that, I mean, even on the inside, we sometimes ask the question, how are we able to do what we do every day? We put on the news every single day with a staff of a skeleton. And I think it's worth saying that, and I'm being frank about it, that every newsroom around the nation having issues with hiring and retaining people, because everybody's got a podcast now. Everybody's leaving news because it's not paying enough now. And so we here in this small market that is South Bend, Indiana, the South Bend Elkhart region that covers the DMA of Southwest Michigan as well, we are feeling it here too. And so with that, you call on the big dogs to do big things, and that's what we got to do sometimes, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the way people watch news is changing as well. So kind of what you said, you know, back in the day, think of the amount of people who used to be in a studio, from floor directors to just the amount of reporters, anchors. That has all dwindled down. So we're being pulled in kind of different directions as well, with whether it's digital media, more social media. So yeah, we're kind of spread a little thin right now.
It is so interesting because I think habits have changed. You talked about that, right?
Yes.
It used to be habitual to go home, watch the 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, and now they've got the 4 o'clock news. It seems like it's getting earlier. My former station that I used to work at now has a 3:30 show, and so it's like it's getting earlier and earlier.
Yep.
And it's proven that people want news still, that local news is still powerful. It matters, and it's influential, which we'll get to why here momentarily. So it's not that people don't care about news anymore. It's that the business that is news is rapidly evolving, and it is evolving not just in terms of the people who we hire, but where the news goes and how often you'll see us doing a podcast as well about big stories and social media and that involvement, and how we have to somehow weave in social media into what we do on TV. And so things are changing so quickly that, yeah, we are a little bit short-staffed right now. And that means you're going to start to see Lauren Moss doing the morning show.
What?
How was that for you?
Okay, so I used to do mornings when I worked in Iowa. I was the morning reporter. That's how I started off right after college.
Okay.
I remember that shift, man. And Trisha has done it for decades and has raised two beautiful children, grown children now. It's difficult, especially if you're not used to it. My alarm went off at 2:15, and I'm like, whoa, I'm used to going to bed around this time.
What was the hardest part for you for the morning show? Was it the getting up?
It's getting up. 1,000%, because there are aspects of the morning show I love and respect. The pacing. I enjoy getting in and doing a show right away. Like my energy, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Compared to evenings, we're working all day. We're like dogs, right? Like trying to get everything set for the evening newscast. Everything's changing before that time comes. I enjoyed getting in, getting it done.
I'll explain something. It is such a, I think we've both now see the difference. You having that experience on the morning show for that week while Trisha was out. And just so people are aware, it was a perfect storm. Trisha was out, but Caroline Clapp was also on assignment out of the state. And so you were the next man up, literally. Yeah. And so you had to fill in. And so that's why that happened. But all that to say, when we're not together, people notice it almost instantly.
Oh, my goodness.
Their habits they're thrown off.
Right. And I think that's exactly right. Their habits are thrown off. I think people are used to seeing us together, and then they're tuning in saying, wait, Lauren's now in the mornings. Where's Trisha? What's going on? Why is Josh alone? Caroline's nowhere to be found.
And then I get yelled at because you're not here, because people think I talk too much, and you get mad at me for talking too much. Like, huh?
No. We truly are the perfect match, and I think that people like our banter on TV. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like we hold each other down. Like
we push each other down too sometimes.
No, but I think that we know when to have a little bit of fun and when to kind of like, when it's truly needed, like, okay, let's all take a breath together and smile. Or when we need to be like hardcore, like, hey, this is a breaking news story and we are working for you literally while we're on the desk.
And it's not planned many times what you see on TV, what you hear
and
sometimes.
That's the best part, because I think when it is planned, it's obvious. And then it's like, ooh, cringe. And not to say we don't have cringe moments. We do sometimes.
Let me tell you, we had one last week about a cosmetologist seeing a...
Okay, should we just tell this story quick?
Sure.
It is, I mean, I'm throwing myself under the bus here.
And rolling over yourself, too.
I know. You know what? Okay, so a story was added in that I didn't get to check. So usually, people always ask us, do you get to read your scripts before shows? Yes, unless it's a breaking news story. You always want to go through, you want to put your language on it because you want to sound how you talk, right? Like how Josh would say something is maybe different from how I would say it or how I would phrase it. So you want to go in and you want to put your touches on it. Well, I didn't get a chance to read this script. So I'm reading it ice cold on air. And you never want to do that as an anchor. I mean, obviously there are times when you have to do that, but you don't know what tone to have, right? I'm reading the words with you as I'm saying it. So I'm trying to...
Preparation, right?
Yes, understand the story as I'm saying it out loud. So it was about a meteor that flew through the sky. And cosmologists? Is that right, Josh?
Is it?
I'm going to be honest. I don't like that word. I know astronomers. I just wanted to say officials, but anyway, so that word was in the script.
So
and it looks like cosmetologist.
It looks like cosmetologist. So you said cosmetologist.
I said cosmetologists say it flew through the air at a speed like this.
And I said, but then you look at me after the read while we're in weather, and you said, "Did I pronounce that right?" And I said, It's cosmetologist. I don't know any other way to say it. And then I looked at the script and it says cosmologist. And when I tell you, we laughed. In fact, we have the clip. We want to correct an egregious error.
We were talking about the meteor that went through the sky. And I said, cosmetologist saw it. I thought it went past a hair salon. But
it's a cosmologist.
Cosmologist.
We were talking about people who study cosmos.
I think my dress blinded my eyes from afar, and I read cosmologist.
It comes back to the dress, doesn't
it? Tomato.
Yeah, it is. So when you said that, and this happens often, we say these things, it's like, in the moment, I can imagine, you're like, I feel like an idiot.
Oh. 1,000%. I'm like, how are people supposed to trust me?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm reading this script. I just said a completely different professional.
I have
one
to
that
say
has nothing to do with space.
What's the city in Michigan? The F one, the Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuth. I mean, there are so many towns, and you know, people are quick out there. We know when we say something wrong, we know it.
Yeah.
We know it.
Now
And
there are people who
real
say
quick.
things wrong, who didn't care, and they're no longer hired here.
Right.
I'm not calling out any names. What was that name? What did you say? My point is, we have a good time together, and I think all of the folks at home know that. All of the folks at home see it. And look, we appreciate when you send us those kind messages, because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about the news that we present, and it's about advocating, and it's about making sure that people at home know that there is a team, an entire newsroom dedicated to making their lives a little bit better. And that's what we aim for every single day. And the cherry on top of all of that is the idea that you and I just so happen to have chemistry on the air, and it's sometimes funny as hell.
That is, and that's perfectly it. Perfectly it. And we have a friendship. We respect each other.
Yes.
So I think it's very easy to do. And I know that if I, kind of even like with filling in, if I needed you on air, if I'm like, throw me a lifeboat, you even had, remember, I think your voice gave out. I'm looking at you. I'm not going to have you choke on air.
And then
I pick up your read. You
that
know,
happened,
it's little things like that.
That happened to me. And then remember, like a day and a half later, it happened to you where you lost your breath and you couldn't talk.
Yeah. My voice was non-existent.
That's how much we've been worked.
Yeah, it's a lot. And viewers have noticed. Viewers are like, because add on, Josh, we're also filling in on weekends right now.
Yeah.
So
I'll see y'all Saturday. I know.
I'm so sorry.
But listen, like, we understand that's the business, right, at this moment. Is it easy? Absolutely not.
Right.
Is it preferred? Absolutely not.
But we enjoy it.
We enjoy it because we love what we do, right? And we understand that that's what comes with the job. But we've talked to our news director, and we've talked to y'all better start hiring somebody. This is an all call.
Let's not get it twisted.
If you are looking for
we love it.
We love it, right? We love it.
Yes, but please, we need some help.
If you got a daughter who is good on camera, who's got a degree, call them and tell them 284-574 area code 284-3000. That number again is 574-284-3000.
Yeah, please.
Local
news matters.
This local news matters, and this is not throwing anybody under the bus. Management, the state, nothing. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
So let's be clear about that.
And in every business, every profession, I think we're seeing it right now too, Josh. Times are strange, and it comes at a time when prices are so expensive right now. So you feel for so many people out there. If it's hard to find a job, but then again, it's hard to buy groceries at the end of the day too. So it's complicated.
Yeah, it's true. Speaking of hard to find, you know what else is hard to find? These things called Labubus. And I want to talk about that really quickly on the podcast, because I don't know what these things are. In fact, they scare me. Take a look. These are the this right. like what the heck is this?
Where's the camera? There it is.
What is this? Okay. What are these things? Explain them.
I wish I could. They have taken the world by storm, mostly America.
They give us buttons.
I think it started with a TikTok. I'm going to Google this because I don't exactly know. But by the time I caught on, they were sold out everywhere. And now people are selling Lafufus, which are fake Labubus.
Wait.
But there have been news stories. Yes. Let me look this up, because there are news stories on the craze. Like, this is like
I just heard about this. Look it up, because I want people to understand, if you're not watching, you're listening somehow, you don't see what we're talking about. There are these little, not even over a foot doll with this creepy ass smile.
Yeah.
And forgive my French, but the smile, it's like, and it's very strange. And they're like this caricature. They remind me of like, what are those cartoon anime?
Yeah.
They remind me of anime.
Monsters. They're called the Monsters. It says created in 2015 by a Hong Kong born artist. Labubu is one of the monsters, a group of characters inspired by a Nordic book. A children's book series.
That's a children's book? Like, that thing is a child's book?
Yeah.
Show those again?
They pulled in $419 million. Mine. This is mine. She drinks a little Coca-Cola.
Wait, the Coke came with it.
Yeah, but it already fell out of one of her arms. So I'm like, I need to get that fixed.
Okay.
But yeah, it just is saying it's like it's the latest like Beanie Baby craze right now. And you could put it on your purse. This is from an NBC article.
You can barely see it. Lauren Moss again trying to show us the screen. It's so
when
funny.
did I do that with the Pope picture?
She
Remember,
does it every single time, and it's so funny because that light is so bright in your camera.
Bright.
It's so bright.
We'll have to edit that in. But yeah, I put mine on my purse, and I feel a little like.
Is this like
I feel cool, man. I feel cool.
Is this like Pokemon Go?
I think so.
It's like the newest
just
thing.
Something. I don't know. And people are reselling them online for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, which is absolutely insane.
Have you sold one yet?
I did sell one.
Be honest, how much was it?
No, I sold it for exactly what I paid for it because...
You didn't make a profit?
No, because Jessie, our producer, was so excited about it. I wasn't going to do that to her. I know.
Jessie got money.
I am a Labubu dealer on the side. I should be because I have a connection in Asia, and these are everywhere in Asia. So I said, Eric, send back as many Labubus as you can find.
Oh, you got to connect.
And we can sell them. We're looking for like the limited edition ones because those are worth the big bucks, apparently.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, they're cute.
They're look at them right there.
I like this one.
No other anchor team in America has an Asian connection like Lauren Moss.
I mean, we don't know that for sure, but we can. That could be our motto.
That could be the only America's news team.
They're cute, but yeah. So if you see these on people's purses or wherever, that's what these are. These are Labubus.
All right. Okay. Hey,
Labubus.
we want to end talking about you at home. We want to talk about the fact that we love what we do, and obviously
not some serious.
Some serious, right? Somewhat serious. And look, we get it. Life is serious, but don't take yourself serious, right? No. So we are proud to say this place, WNDU, is home to 2 Murrow Award winners, and I am really happy about that. And it is, I will tell you that it's a big deal, and it's almost, in our opinion, in the business, it's bigger than an Emmy, and I'll explain why in the quickest of nutshells. So, Edward Murrow Awards, named after Edward Murrow, famed newscaster back in the day, who really shaped the current mold of what we know as journalists on TV today, at CBS News. And those awards are so tough to win because the way they are judged. They're judged not just on TV standards like we see with the Emmys, but they're judged on journalistic standards and ethics and how something is shot, not just the fact that it was shot in a specific place or time. It's how it was shot, how things were written, and the arc of a story. It's about storytelling. It's much harder to win an Edward Murrow. And it was not on my bucket list this year, but Trisha Sloma and I both, for individual pieces that we've done, won Murrow Awards. This is her second, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
Which is huge.
It is. It's a big deal, and I'm excited for you. Where do you have the little plaque?
So my plaque came in the mail about a month ago, and I hang it up right over my other Emmys, and I put them there, and I put it as far away from the kids as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
And
listen, like we don't, you don't get into this business for the awards aspect.
Never.
However, it is nice to have your work recognized, because as we're talking about in this podcast, we're working really hard, and we work hard for you. We love our job. We think local news matters. So the fact to have a piece of work that you spent so much time on recognized by your peers and people who are specifically looking for aspects of journalism is a big deal and should be celebrated.
Thank you, Lauren. And thank you again, because I don't think people realize when you do these stories, it is a mountain sometimes to edit, and I edit my own pieces, and so usually I have to edit, track, retrack, get it checked and approved, rewrite if I need to, and so in order to do that, you got to have somebody who's willing to sit at the desk by themselves. And so Lauren Moss, thank you for sitting at the desk by yourself for about a week. This is about
the story that you did.
This was the KKK story that happened 100 years ago in town. It was one for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it was Clash with the Klan is the name of it. If you've not seen it, it's on our website, WNDU.com. Just search Clash with the Klan. And it talked about how this is the best part of the story. Notre Dame students, majority Catholic at the time, said, we're not having this. You guys are not coming here. This anti-Catholic, anti-Black group coming into South Bend, Indiana for a rally, when at the time the KKK was, it was in many ways synonymous with the government of this state in more ways than one. And so for those students to leave campus and go downtown to South Bend and to literally fight over a span of days to fight off the KKK was a testament to not only the students and what their beliefs were, but this place in South Bend. And to this day, there's never a foothold in South Bend for the KKK because the students didn't really allow it.
Yeah.
And so that story, when you get a chance to watch it, it's a 2-part series. It's one of the best pieces I've ever worked on, Lauren Moss, and you had a chance to watch it as well. It's really riveting.
It's amazing, and it gives the whole other meaning to the Fighting Irish, and that's what
Yes.
historians talked about. You literally had college students fighting the KKK in the streets of South Bend.
And not to mention, the story kind of weaved itself into what Trisha's story was, which was much bigger of a story, not just about the KKK, but the
Century of
the
Champions.
Century of Champions. And one of the pieces that she had in her documentary had to do with the origin of that first championship year. And people don't realize this was during the first title year for the team. And so the school was just being put on the map.
Right.
And now the school is being put on the map for different reasons outside of sports. It was just this
And we know
clashing
how
of
drama
worlds.
can affect a team like that. You know, outside noise. You see it every day in sports. So the fact that it only inspired them to go on to win is so cool.
It's huge. It's huge. And so when you get a chance to watch it, watch that and Trisha's piece as well.
Not to mention, the 100-year anniversary was also the same year. Last year's football team made it to the national championship.
Isn't it like-
It was special. The whole airing of it was at the perfect time. It was during football season, so
Yeah.
everyone couldn't get enough of Notre Dame football. And the fact that the team made it to Atlanta, Georgia to go play for the national championship made it even more special.
It was like a countdown to destiny.
Which was the title. And yes, Countdown to Destiny.
To destiny. I will tell you that it was like music to see that happen.
You are so cheesy. I cannot.
That's what the guy says all the time. Countdown to destiny. We did that for
Countdown to Destiny. And we were like, wow, this is intense.
This is intense.
But it is intense.
It was. It was
It's
cool.
fun.
It
Yeah.
was. It was really, really fun to see that team make it where they did 100 years later, and it made sense. Speaking of anniversaries, we got to talk about it. WNDU is celebrating 70 years later this month, and we are so happy to be a part of that. We're happy.
It's a legacy station. I mean, I've gone on vacation,
Yeah.
literally out of the country. And if I say South Bend and you say WNDU, WNDU is familiar to people all over the place. It's a very special place to be.
When I tell you that so recently I had a chance to see Maureen and Terry, both of them actually. I saw them at Mark Peterson's going away party, which was great and I wish you were here for that. I know you were out of the state. But it was really good to see, Mark Peterson, who is a legend here, be appreciated and celebrated the way that he was. And so during the time that we had us going away, we did a celebration that would not be named, a place that would not be named because we don't want y'all following us. We had the opportunity to see people of past, present, future WNDU, and Lauren Moss. I was able to see Terry and Mo and Mark and some others who are the backbone and the shoulders of this place and have helped create a legacy in South Bend. And it is such an honor that we both get to carry out that legacy, right?
And it's something that we often talk about because it's important to recognize our past and to recognize how special of a place this truly is, because it makes you want to work that much harder.
It makes you want to work, and now you know what you're working for. Because when I got here in 2017, and you could say the same thing, Lauren, when you got here a year later, less than a year later.
Yeah.
This place is different. This place is special. And I say that, I'm talking about this place, WNDU, but it's something about this place that has been shaped by the people around it and the entities around it.
Right.
And when you're in the community, you feel that right away, that there's this appreciation. Look, we get it, viewers. There's a lot of changes, and y'all don't like a lot of changes. Right, Lauren?
Oh, yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Y'all don't like a lot of changes. But we are so appreciative when you guys are walking with us and standing by our side, because we get it. we're not from South Bend, but this is now our home. And this
Right.
is our adopted home. And Lauren Moss can tell you, we ain't going nowhere no time soon.
No, we do. We love it here. And I think the community, I feel a mutual respect. You know, I feel respected by the community, and I respect this community as well. So it's really a charming area to be, and our viewers are great.
We haven't talked in a while. And
I know
you
this
can
was
tell.
a long one because, hello, we've been talking.
Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong. Nope, that wasn't supposed to happen. Whoops. We just had the wrong graphic pop up.
Whoops.
Oh, that graphic guy needs some help. Anyways, we appreciate you guys listening,
Yes.
and we're sorry we've taken so long to do this, but it was.
We'll
it
be
was-
better in the future because now
Yeah.
we're more. I
I
hope
hope
our
you
schedules
understand
are
why.
better.
You know, I hope you understand why, and we're only going to get better in terms of hiring and people actually saying yes, because we brought some people in who are stars to take some
Tell you
important
what,
roles here.
John is a brand new
John
reporter.
Kim.
He's been amazing. Yeah, he's hit the floor running. And then we have an intern right now, Victoria. She's making her own call. She got the governor a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's
she's
like,
doing a great job.
How do you get the governor as an intern? We've had people who worked here who couldn't get they no longer work here. Anyways,
That's all you have to say.
Yep.
That's all you have to say.
yeah. We appreciate you guys watching.
Say bye to the Labubu's.
Say bye to the Labubu's, everybody. I'm not sure whose eyes are more polarizing, yours or the Labubu's. Anyways,
They're so cute.
we will see you guys, chat with you very soon
Yes.
right here on Something Extra.
Bye.